Kadosh Boker or Masechet Menahot Daf Yomi Daf Pei Vav Amud Aleph 86a1. We're just going to start on the last line of 585b, where it says En Mevi'in no min bet hazvalim. So you're not going to bring oil from the bet hazvalim, right? So he says Vatanya, says the Gemara, En Mevi'in an pikanon, right? V'mevi pasul. Now, if you did bring it, it's going to become pasul. Why? Mipnei shehu saraf. So it's not really oil. So why are you telling me that you shouldn't bring it from these places, right? So he comes over here. It's a stira. Why? To do a shemen apiknon. Yeah, because here it's saying that it's going to be pasul. Yeah. So he comes and he says like this, meaning it's not. It's much not oil at all. It's not that it's a shemen pasul or whatever. It's not oil. So he comes and he says like this. No, so here it says that the stira is apparently that one of the girsaot said that it was if you did bring it b'diavad, it's going to be kosher. So he says this is incorrect. It's not even oil. So it's not even oil. It's mamash. It's pasul. There's nothing there. There's not even oil.
You call him shemen.
Yeah. So he comes and he says, Amar Rav Yosef says of Yosef la kashia. It's not a question. He says, right, ha Rabbi Chia veha Rabbi Shimon bar Rabbi. Right, one of them is Rabbi Chia, one of them is Rabbi Shimon bar Rabbi. The Rabbi Chia zarikle, because Rabbi Chia used to throw it out. The Rabbi Shimon bar Rabbi metabel used to use it as a dip. The simanech ashirim mekamtzim. How many times does it happen that the ashirim they're kamtzanim? So you think that the ashir kilu is not gonna, the opposite. The ashir is the one that's a kamtzan, right? The other guy is the ashir is the one that's going to be a kamtzan. Okay, fine. Next, shisha chodashim b'shemen amor. Yeah, my shemen amor. This is in Megillat Esther.
Yes.
It says that the women, when they used to come in front of Achashverosh, they used to have to dip themselves in 6 months in shemen amor. Well, what was shemen amor?
The Omer is from Haman.
Yeah, it's true. So he says, Rav Huna bar Chia Amar Sitachta. It's shemen afar simon, persimmon oil. Okay? Rabbi Yomi bar Rabba Amar shemen zayit shelo vishlish. It's shemen zayit, but it didn't bring a third. Okay, so Tanya Miyach, we also learned that it's in a Braita. Rabbi Yehuda Omer am piknon shemen zayit shelo vishlish, that it didn't bring a third. Right? Lama sachinoto. Why are they going to come? They're going to use it as anointing. Shemashid et because it takes off the hair. Meaning, it was a natural. They didn't have to do laser. They put on this oil, and this oil was a hair remover, right? Natural hair remover. Plus, it would make the basar. It would make it shiny, and it would make it smooth. It would mavrik umetzachzeach. I used to make it. So therefore, obviously, there was going to be a different thing here. Okay, fine. Then it says here, en meviin min hagargarim shenashu b'mayim. You're not going to bring from the zitim, which was right from the mayim. So he comes and he says like this. What does that mean? We're talking about that if you took zaitim, right, which is basically the olives, and you soak them in water, so you can't use that, right, for the water kilu as oil. So Tanu Rabbanan, shemen zait kavush, shaluk, sharui, v'shel shmanim, v'shel reach ra, lo yavi. You can't bring any type of shemen zait, whether it was going to be pickled, cooked, excessive cooking of right. That's the shaluk. Shaluk is boiled, like excessive cooking, right? Or sharui if it's going to be soaked in water, or shmarim, which are like the sediments, right? V'sher ra, or a bad smell. Lo yavi v'mevin. If you did bring it, it's going to be pasul. So by Rabba comes and he asks, what's halacha if you made it ekdesh? What, do you get lashes? Do you remember we asked this question about the balmum? Do you get the lashes? Because do you say that since it's pasul, it's like a balmum, or do you say that there's only balmum by an animal? Teku, we do not have an answer. Okay, Mishnah Bevav Amud Aleph. Shlosha zetimen. There's going to be 3 different ikarim of the zaitim. What does that mean? 3 different times of the ripenings of the olives. Ubaen shlosha shmanim. And there's going to be 3 different types of oils also as well. Hazait arishon megargero. The zaitim which were at the beginning, right? Megargero. What does that mean? Yeah, he says, right? He's going to come and take, right, the berosh zait. He's going to take it at the top of the olive, the kotesh. Yeah, and he's going to come and he's going to crush it. Yeah, and he's going to put it inside of a basket. Rabbi Yehuda comes and he says, we're not talking about inside of a basket, so you go to sal, right? But rather he's going to put it around the basket. Zedishon v'toan bekorad, and he's going to put it first, and then, right, they would come and they would put it in the press. Rabbi Yehuda says he wouldn't do it like the first ones. He would put it ba'avanim, right, in stones.
That's what they
right?
do to the press now.
They do with stones.
Artisanal way to do the olive oil
with stones. Okay. So he says
it's commercial and its price is half.
It's half. Okay. V'zeh sheni, Yeah, so he comes and he says, right, this is going to be the second one. Okay. Then he comes and he says, yeah, he comes and he says as follows. He says, Chazar v'ta'an, v'tachan v'ta'an. If again you took it and now you come and you put it, it's a shlishi, that's going to be the third one. And that's going to be kosher for the menorah, and the rest are going to be kosher for the menachot. So that means Arishon is kosher for the menorah. Yeah, because basically it's going to come out only after Kedisha. But the rest of them are kosher for menachot. So it comes out that the first one is the worst one. Correct? זה שמן הראשון
The
מהשלושה
first is the
שנינו.
best. Which one is the true?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Yeah, so the first one is going to come from going to be kosher for the menorah, and the other one's for the menachot. Because the menorah has to be shemen zayit zach. All the other ones are going to be kosher only for menachot, not for the menorah. So it means the first one is like what we have nowadays. How do you call it? The pure
Extra
version,
version.
extra version, exactly, extra version. Yeah, that's what it is. So the first press, that's what it is. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's what it is. So the first, that's the kosher for the menorah. The rest of them are going to be kosher for the menachot. Hasheni, the second time that you're going to come and you're going to take it, right? You're going to collect the olives. Megargero berosh hagag. You're going to take it on the top of the roofs. Vekotesh venotel tochsal. Then you come and you crush it and you put it into the baskets. Rabbi Yehuda says sevirot asal around the baskets. Zerishon is the first one, right? And then toem bakora. Then you're going to put it in the korah. Rabbi Yehuda Omer bavanim, again stones, right? The zeshani, this is the second one. V'chazav v'ta'an, that's the third one. The rishon again is going to be kosher for the menorah. The third one is going to be kosher. The other ones, sorry, are going to be kosher for the menachot. Shlishi, the third one that you're going to come and you're going to collect. Yeah. So here it says it's going to be underneath the roofs of the houses. So therefore, the sun does not actually get onto them. So therefore, this is like the third. This is like the last. Yeah, the last. How do you call this? Last pickings. The last time that you're going to gather them together, the reapings. So he says otno. You're going to gather them together, right? Bevet abada ad shilkeh, until it's going to become soft. Umaleu meganvo umenagvo berosh hagag. And then you're going to put it on top of the gag. Kotesh v'noten tochsal. You're going to put it inside the basket. Rabbi Yehuda says against sivot. This is the first one. Then it's going to be toin bakora. You're going to put it in the korah. Rabbi Yehuda omer bavarim again with stones. The hasheni chazar v'tacham v'ta'an. Again, that's going to be the shlishi. The rishon is always going to be kosher for the menorah, and the other ones are going to be for the menachot. Very interesting. That means it comes out that there's going to be three different pickings, like pressings. The first one is always kosher for the menorah. It doesn't matter which one of the three. Yeah, it doesn't matter why. It's always at the first one. The second it comes into the press, and if it comes out, that's already going to be menachot and onwards. Okay. Let's see. Says the Gemara, Ibai lehu. So they're going to ask the following question: Megargero tanan. Are you going to say megargero or megalgelo? Which means you're going to put it to cook, because megargero means you're melaketotam, you're gathering together. Megalgelo means that you're going to leave them in order to migulga, like a beitza. Right? Beitza megulgele means that you come and you cook an egg until it's able to spin. You know, that's how the difference between a cooked egg and a not cooked egg, right? If it's raw or not, is it going to be megulgelet? Is it going to be able to spin, right? Or does it fall immediately, right? So that's so tashema. We're going to come and bring a proof. The Tanya was learned on the Braita. Shemen zait. Maze shemen zait. Mizeito. Mizeito means you have to bring it from without any pressing. Meaning it comes out on its own, without pressing. מכאן אמרו, זית הראשון מגלגלו, בראש הזית וקונסו לבית הבא ותוכנה ברחיים, ונותנו בסלין, שמן יוצא ממנו, זה הראשון. טען בקורה, the second that you put it in a press, ושמן יוצא ממנו, זה שני, that's the שני. חזר ופרק וטחן, if you try to take it out and put it again, so then it's going to be the third one. Harishon is going to be kosher for the menorah, the rest of them are going to be kosher for the menachot. The same halacha would apply to the second pickings. זית השלישי אותנו בבית הבד, עד שילקהו, מעלה לראש הגג ועושה אותו כמין תמרה, עד שזהו מימיו, וקונסו לבית הבד ותוכנו ברחיים, ונותן מסלין, ושמן היוצא ממנו זה היה ראשון, טען בקולה ושמן יוצא ממנו זה היה שני, פרק וחזר וטחן וטען, right, זה היה שלישי. הראשון is going to be for the menorah, the rest of them are going to be for the menachot. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Yehuda says, לא יתכנו ברחיים, they wouldn't come and put it in the רחיים at all, אלא קודשו במחתשת, they used to crush it with a מחתשת. I don't know how you say not the mill, but like with a press, I don't know how you say it in English. The מחתשת. Mortar. Okay, that's good. ולא יקורא בקורה אלא באבנים, but they used to use the stones. ולא ינתו בסלין, they wouldn't put in the saline, אלא לתוספיות הסל, but rather around it. So says the Gemara Guf Kasha. Well, again, that's what the machloket that we're talking about here. So he says Haguf Kasha, that's the question. Kotesh Mani, who's the one that says Rabbi Yudahi? V'toch asal is like Rabbanan. So he says, "Hi Tana savele kavate bechada, upaligile bechada." So answers the Gemara. This Tana he holds like one and one, and he argues on the other one. Okay. So he says, yeah. So therefore, it's coming out that the Tanakam of the Mishnah is holding like Rabbi Yehuda in one halacha, right? And he's holding like the Rabbanan in the other halacha to do with you actually put it in the basket. Because remember, according to Rabbi Yehuda, it was always a sevivota sal, never in the basket. It was sevivota sal. Okay, fine. The Mishnah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Mishnah on the bottom of Pevav Amud Aleph. Okay, Mishnah.
Harishon Shevarishon, למעלה.
Harishon Shebarishon. Yeah. So Harishon Shebarishon. So the first oils that come out, en lemala menu. There's nothing better than that, obviously. Hashani Shebarishon. The second one of the first one, Varishon Shebashni, or the first one of the second one, are equal, right? Ashlishi Shebarishon, the third one of the first one, and the Shani Shebashni, Varishon Shebashlishi, are all equal. Hashlishi Shebashni, Vashani Shebashlishi Shavin, Hashlishi Shebashlishi, and Lemator Benu. There's nothing, meaning, the truth is we have to make a chart. The best is John Paul, there, right? Again, one more time. You've got 3 and 3. So there's 3 of 3, correct? You got 1, 2, 3 of the first one, 1, 2, 3 of the second one, 1, 2, 3 of the third one. So he's saying number 1 of the 1 is the highest of the la creme de la creme. The third of the third, nothing with the worst. There's nothing now. But after that, each one they're going to be equal. So the second one of the first one and the first one of the second one of the second one are equal.
Yes.
Okay, then the third one of the third one, the second one of the second one, and the first of the third one, the first of the third one are equal. You understand what we're doing? Meaning that because which one? You have a list there. You've got it here. Look. You've got a chart. I didn't realize. Okay, you got a chart. Look over there. In the Hebrew, you have a chart at least. English, you don't have a chart? No? So look in the chart over here. There's a small chart,
Yes.
right over here. You're gonna have to complain. Get a refund.
Okay.
So the chart says like this: the shemen zait of the rishon is shemen rishon. Look over here. It's the muvchar, the best. Zait rishon, right over here. So you've got zait rishon is the top one, and the third of the third is the bottom one, the end. But now you have the shemen sheni and shemen rishon are equal. And then you have Shemen Shlishi, Shemen Sheni, and Shemen Rishon are equal. And then over here, the Shemen Shlishi and Shemen Sheni of the last one are equal. Okay, everyone's with me?
That's why like many times when you're buying olive oil, you have to see like made from where. And in many of them, like the cheap one, like for example, you go to Costco, they said like Tunisia, Spain, multiple countries.
Right.
How could it be multiple countries? Because of that.
Okay, I understood now. Okay, Chazak Baruch.
And that's why like it's cheaper.
All right, okay, Chazak Baruch. Yeah, very good.
So you have to buy it when you buy olive oil, it has to be from one country. Then you're getting the best one.
Okay, kol hakavod, I didn't know that. They kept the Mishnah.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Af kol menachot hayu badin sheitanu shemen zayit zach. Right. Also, right. All the menachot were fitting to do misvara from shemen zayit zach. Ma menorah she'en ala achila tiuna shemen zayit zach menachot she'en ala achila nodin she'en. He says, one second, I've got a kal v'chomer. The menorah is lighting oil.
Right.
So it's not the same as eating oil. So if the menachot was eaten, kal v'chomer, the menachot should be done with the same quality
of
of the menorah. So he says, "Enodin shitenu shemen zayit zach, tamulomar zach katit lamaor, then zach katit lamenachot." You need zach katit for the menorah, not for the menachot. Which, by the way, you should know is exact opposite nowadays. Do you know that in Israel they sell many times shemen zayit for hadlaka?
Yes.
Why do they sell shemen zayit hadlaka? It's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
It's cheaper, meaning they don't have to pay that much taxes. It's cheaper. But many times it's fitting for achila. But they just no. But sometimes it's fitting for achila, and the only reason why they just don't put it for achila is just because it's cheaper. So they'll come and they'll just say, hey, it's only for lighting, right? Well, only for lighting.
And that's sometimes because my wife, she's very works. Right? One is very good for lightning because it's burned until
the end.
Yes, till the end.
And sometimes if you buy the one
for eating,
for lighting,
special for lighting.
Nothing good.
Okay, so it's an inferior.
Well, it's
Well,
stainless
it's
steel.
inferior. That's why it's an inferior quality.
That's the opposite of
Exactly, the
the
exact
best
opposite.
one-
That's what we're saying.
best one
The
should be
best one should be for the
for
menorah,
lighting.
for the lighting. Here, it's the exact opposite. Nafochu. That's what I'm saying. Nowadays, it's
I heard
cheaper.
from
It's
a good
inferior.
Friday, you find this.
Yeah.
But
Well, the truth is, I only use the one for the eating.
yeah,
You buy
it's,
regular, and you buy the eating one, and then that's what the
better taste or maybe
Yeah.
tasty.
no, but it's not bad. But the
the
difference,
best one to light.
yeah, but the difference in the Mihala, I'm thinking
Yeah,
about, the best one for the menorah is so strong that's not eatable.
It's not edible. Okay, understood. Okay, very, very good. Pevav Mubet, yeah, 86b. Says the Gemara, Shavin, are you going to tell me that the second one of the first class and the first of the second class are equal? Vamarta, you told me Rishon Menorah, Vashal Menachot. How does that work? You told me the Rishon is a Menorah, the rest are for Menachot. So Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, what does it mean Shavin? Shavin Menachot. Meaning like this. Let's go back one more time. What do we say? We said always the first one is always good for the Menorah. The rest of them are always good for the Menachot. So now I'm going to ask you a question. The top of the top was the creme de la creme, correct? The top, the number one,
Menorah.
right? The number one of the number one. Okay, fine. Number two of number one, and number one of number two. We said that number one of number two was good for what? For the Menorah.
Menorah.
For the Menorah. But how could it
Yes.
be? You just told me that the number two of number one was only for Menachot. That's the stira. That's the question. You understood the question? The question is, how could you tell me that they're equal? You told me that the number one of each one was good for menorah, and now you're telling me that's good for menachot. He says, no. They're equal for menachot. They're not good for the menorah. So says the Gemara, af kol menachot ayu badin. Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in the Braita, zach. En zach el naki. When it says the word zach, it means naki. Has to be clean. Rabbi Yehuda omer katit. Ven katit el katush. So yachol yeh zach katit pasul menachot. So I would have thought to say it's going to be pasul menachot. Talmud Lomar comes to teach you v'saron solet balul b'shemen katit. That it's going to be katit. Im ken, so ma Talmud Lomar. So what does it come to teach you? Lama or ela mipnei achisachon. He says it's going to be for the chisachon. What does that mean? That it's magbil, that when you're going to bring the katit, it's only for shemen amor. Right? That means there's no obligation to bring the katit also for the menachot, in order that Bnei Yisrael do not have to come and use so much money. Meaning, we didn't want the Bnei Yisrael to lose so much money. Imagine right now, I'm going to tell you, even for the menachot, it has to be first press. So it's a fortune. You understand? By the way, you should know this thing of first press and first things. Yeah, I just heard is now the new chumrot and everything. Somebody was just telling me in Eretz Yisrael, they came out. I never heard of it before, but apparently they have it. The first batch after they cleaned every single matzah. So it's called matzah. I forgot what they called it. Matzah. I forgot what it was called. Basically, there's a new hidur that a lot of people are getting. That remember, they come and they want to. So the first one of the day or the first one of the whatever it is, the clean, the clean that they got, the first batch of the matzot. Why? Because in between you've got a few of them. You understand? Until the 18 minutes, they put a stopwatch. And until the 18 minutes, they do a few batches. So if it's the first batch, it's got a special hidur. I forgot what it's called. You have to remind me, I'll ask again. But I never heard of it before. But you see, like the first batch, the first press, the first. Now, it's going to be much more expensive that way. Imagine I would tell you that every single time that you're going to have menachot, or every single time that it's going to be the first press, first thing. You know how much oil you're going to need? And all the rest is, what are you doing? Chisachon.
There's one guy like in Zaif Pesach, he does pizza and he sells the first pie that comes
$100 or 1,000. I wouldn't be surprised.
16, 17,000.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pizza
$18,000.
Pizza time. He started the auction.
He started the auction. $17,000 for a pie.
The first one.
The first one. Right? Now they have to do the first one, second one, third one. Yeah, you have to go down in there. Exactly. Whoever doesn't get the first one can still get the second one. Fine. So he says, "My chisachon." No, kol hakavod. My chisachon. Amar Rabbi Elazar, HaTorah chasa mamonan shel Yisrael. The Torah was chasa on the mamon of Israel. What does it mean? The Torah many times they paid attention to the money of Israel. They didn't want us to become poor. So because of that, they always wanted to make sure that there's Torah chasa mamonan shel Yisrael. Yeah, actually, it's very, very interesting. The place where they learned that is from the Metzorah, because they say that right before coming and contaminating the house, they tell them lefanot et habayit. Pinu et habayit ve'achar, take everything out. And then afterwards they come and say, it's got sarat. Why do they do that now? Why don't they go in and do it to save the money? Because if not, everything will become kaddish. Yeah. Tzav ben Yisrael v'yichu elecha shemen zayit zach. Amar Rishon Rachmani elecha velo li. Lo leora ani tzarich. He says, you're taking it for yourself. You know why? I don't need the light. The shulchan b'tzafon menorah b'darom. We know that the shulchan is going to be in the north and the menorah is going to be in the south. Amar zeh lo la'achila ani tzarich. I don't need to eat. Velo leora ani tzarich. And I don't need the, right? I don't need the light either. Meaning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu purposely put it in such a fashion to say that they're going to be rachok zemizeh because I don't need it. Meaning like this. Yeah, because basically like this. If you want to eat and it's dark, where do you put the candle? By your table.
Right.
Here, he's putting one of them in the north, one of them in the south.
On the
What's
way
going on? Why? You understand? So the reason why is because I don't need to eat and I don't need the light. So if because of that, I could put one in the north, one in the south, and it doesn't matter. You understand? I don't. Last night we were doing a barbecue. It came to a time that they came and they said, "Bring us flashlights or bring us light." Why? There wasn't enough light. You need light, even to see, to make a barbecue, even to eat. Right? We know that it says, They come and they say, "What?" They speak about because that's why from here we learn you have to have nerot of Shabbat. But why? A blind person never gets full because you eat with your eyes.
Yes.
Part of the eating
Yes.
is with your eyes.
Yes.
You understand? Sometimes you go to these programs, right? If you don't see the shefa, you're hungry. You're like, there's no food here. There's no food. You know how much food there is? They have to eat with it. They have to see the abundance. The eye has to eat. So they have to be, oh, wow, look how much food. 100%. Now it's fine. You understand? That's the way it has to be. So he says, ויעש לבית חלוני שקופים אטומים, תנא שקופים מבחוץ ואטומים מבפנים. לא, אני צריך. He comes and he says, they made it to the house, right? שקופים אטומים. So he comes and he says, right, we learned that it's going to be on the outside and the inside, so the kavanah is going to be obviously in the חלונות. Right? לא, אני צריך, I don't need any type of light. Yeah? Fine. So says the Gemara, מחוץ לפרוך אתה עדות בעול מועד, העדות הוא לכל בעולם. That's the עדות for everybody in the world. שהשכינה שורה בישראל. ואם תורה, if you're going to ask me, לאורה אני צריך what, I need the light? והלא כל 40 שנה שלחו ישראל במדבר, לא הלכו אלא לאורו. They went to the light of Hashem. Hashem doesn't need light. The entire... אלא, but rather, עדות הוא לכל בעולם שהשכינה שורה בישראל. There's an עדות that השכינה זה מישראל. מה עדותה? אמר רבא says, זה נר המערבי שנותנים מהשם כנגד חברותיה, וממנה היה מליק בה מנסה. Meaning, they used to put the exact same amount of oil in the Ner Maravi. But even though they had the exact, the Ner Maravi was the one in the center.
Not itself?
No, it's in the Western candle. It's Ner Maravi of the menorah. Of the menorah. Yeah. Yes. So he says the Ner Maravi of the menorah. So he comes here and he says it's the middle one, by the way, because all of them had to be facing the middle one. So you had 7 of them, right? So it's always the middle one. So the middle one, which is whichever way you're going, right? So therefore, that middle one, right, was the Nera Maravi. That one, that exact, yeah,
Shabbat.
Yeah. So he says here, right? He says here like this. He says, right? Where is it over here? It's number 17 in footnote. שהוא האמצעי בין 7 הנרות המנורה, הוא נקרא מערבי משום שפיו פונה לכיוון מערב, כאשר פיות שאר הנרות פונה לכיוון הנר האמצעי. Meaning all the other candles would be facing the inside. And the inside one was facing towards the south. So that's why it was called Nera Maravi. So the Marav. So he comes and he says over like this. So he says, how do you call it?
That's what the middle one is Shabbat.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. So all Shabbat. So he comes here and he says this. He says the Nera Maravi had the exact same amount of shemen as every single other candle, but it used to live forever. And that was the one that used to start, and that was the only one that used to finish. I mean, he used to start lighting the rest of the candles with that Nera Maravi, right? And then he used to, so everything was done with the Nera Maravi. So he says that's the Edut. The Edut, the what? That says the Mishnah on the bottom of Pei Vav Amud Bet, 86b, the Mishnah. When will they bring the wine? Kiduchim v'atulin. From these 2 places, Kiduchin and Atulin. Alpha liyain. This was the first ones. Shniya lehen, if you want to say the second darga, the second level of wine, from Bet Rima Bet Lavan Bahar. Ukfar Signa Babika. These are the different places. Now, even though again you could bring wine from anywhere, these are the best places. Meaning they are the first, number 1, number 2. And again, you're not going to bring it from any field that needed fertilizer, from any field that needed too much irrigation, from any field which was in between that they planted in between. But if you did bring it, it's going to be kasher b'diavad. And you're not going to bring from the Heliostion. What is this? שנעשה מענבים שהולכו במקום בו יגיע להם אור השמש, על מנה למתקן. That means basically it was like Shemesh Yevanit. Helios is Shemesh and Yevanit. So yain ze matok v'chalash מאוד. Okay, he says it's very, very weak wine and it's very sweet.
Because
This is why, because of yeah. So he says they used to come and used to put it in a place, right, where the sun had to come and sweeten it. So he says, so you're not going to bring it from this place. So em mevi'im li'ustom, it's going to be kasher b'diavad. Ve'en mevi'im yashan, don't bring old wine. Divrei Rebbe, Chachamim say it's going to be kosher. Em mevi'im lo matok v'lo mevusham v'lo mevushal. You're not going to bring it sweet, cooked, right? That's why yain mevushal is pasul la menachot, right? And in the mizbeach, and that's why we said that according to the Rambam, it's always better to use wine which is not mevushal, but it's kasher lenesachim v'lemenachot, right? V'mevi pasul ve'em mevi'im min adaliyot. You're not going to bring from the gefanim which are mudalot al klun, meaning the ones which are, you have to tie them up like on sticks and all those things. Ela min regliot, from the ones which are close to the ground. Min akramim avodin, or from the kramim which are going to be avodin. Velo konzinotam b'chatzavim gdolim. You're not going to put them in big jugs. El b'chavyot ktanot, small ones. Ve'en v'let chavit ad pia. You're not going to fill up the barrel until the top. In order that it should come out the smell. Eno mevi mi pia mi pnei hakmachin. You're not going to put it because of the ones which are on the top. Lo mishuleh, not on the bottom because of the sediments, the shmarim. El mevi mishlisha. You're going to bring it from the third, right, of the, or here it says emtzai, memtzah, from the middle of the third, from the middle of that third. So how do you check it? He's got a kaneh, zarak agid, right, when he's going to come and start taking out, right, of the shmanim, yikish bakaneh, he used to hit in the kaneh to show that now you could still, that you don't take out any more wine. So he used to put a kaneh there, and then he used to start hitting. Don't take out any more wine from here. Rabbi Yosef ben Yehuda omer sheyesh bo kachamachin pasul shneimar temimim yu lachem minchatam temimim yu lachem v'niskehem. Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay.